big rate there.
The Home Office Immigration Enforcement will, I suspect, be here because of the businesses engaging in illegal working. Now, I might be wrong, but I doubt it. Now, these hand car washes obviously vary in regarding structural conditions, but they are often visibly run down and unsafe. Now, often when I talk about these car washes or Turkish barbers, vape shops, etc., I'll get the odd, albeit not a lot, but slanderous comment. But what people need to understand is that these businesses rank as one of the most problematic in terms of labour exploitation and other forms of criminality. Now, enough people have commented about exactly what crimes are being committed, especially with the cash-only payment methods. But my primary concern has always been about the workers that work there, usually illegally, because there's many cases that prove these people, these human beings, being mistreated and are usually living on site, and as I say, in them kind of conditions. Now, new and irregular migrants in the UK are attracted to these type of businesses because they can often start work immediately with no employment checks, making them particularly vulnerable to exploitation. And where I'm going today fits in perfectly with what I'm talking about. But we are talking about, in many cases, human trafficking and modern day slavery, and it's been happening for years, but more so we're noticing it more in more recent years, aren't we? But as I say, here in Fairfield we're going to see, I would say, where a lot of human trafficking and migrant exploitation takes place. Last year, Fairfield was given a huge cash investment, around £500,000, to target areas that are disproportionately and persistently impacted by criminal and antisocial behaviour, as well as hotspots for sex workers in order to reduce sexual violence. So let's check it out here. Now that money will be spent on improving the street lighting, or street lighting, should I say, and focus on cleaning up drugs paraphernalia from alleyways, which I'm fully aware of, if I'm honest. It is quite rife around here. This area has been plagued with sex work for many years, and just like we was talking about earlier, let's have a little look down these side streets. There's some. We'll take a proper look down these side streets in a bit, but this area is just honestly plagued with sex work and people in the grip of addiction. It's always been like this. We never seem to get much help in these areas, especially the north of Liverpool never seems to get the attention that it so desperately needs or deserves. But just like we were talking about earlier, there are men here who seek to exploit sex workers. I'll confidently say that a lot of the girls are a product of human trafficking. trapped in a cruel cycle of exploitation. Such vulnerable women around here with no way out. Escape almost impossible. The Edinburgh, that's been standing for a few years, hasn't it? Anyone that knows around here. And fucking hell, mate. Trying to take me out there. And that is a Turkish barbecue restaurant. That's meant to be absolutely amazing there. I've never been in, but it is meant to be good. Let's get over it. Now, my favourite part of Fairfield, or Fairfield, whatever you want to call it, is this very Victorian style building here. Can't tell you what it was or what it is, because ever since I've grew up around here, it's always ever just been like this. It's been left with the bars around it, and I've never seen anyone go in or out. Look at this. This is the old social club, which is now an absolute dumping ground here in Fairfield. They're saying they're investing money to help clean the streets, should I say, and get rid of any paraphernalia. What the state of this? That's a whopping building, isn't it? Fucking hell. I'm sure if we go down here, there's the signs of the sexual exploitation that takes place around here. You've got to be careful where you're standing as well, because I'm sure there will be kind of syringes and stuff like that through there on the overgrowth. There's a lot of drinking here. It's a shame, innit? Could be an absolutely cracking building, that is. Another social club, or I'm sure if I go around the back there as well, there'll be all kinds to see, but let's take a walk. Loads of drinking, loads of empty cans there, Magners and whatnot. Now, it's not just sexual exploitation or migrant exploitation that happens around here. Something that isn't spoke about as much as it should be is the scum drug dealers that groom and exploit children to sell drugs for them. Again, a sign of modern day slavery, which does happen around here. Look. some of these buildings here have been just stuck like this for absolute years, just nothing happening with them at all. Now I went to school not too far from where I am today, so I know of and had friends that live in these side streets around here, mainly Kensington as well, but a lot in the we used to call it Fairfield area, just because of the lack of opportunities. Now I knew about 2 lads that lived over there in Lily Lily Road. I'd say probably I knew about another 4 that lived off these side streets off Prescott Road here. Look at the state of these buildings. We've got the South African hotspot, West African cuisine shop there, International FS, that's another food store. What's that one? English breakfast and Eritrean Ethiopian cuisine. This Prescott Lodge, that has not been opened. I've never known it to be open. It's just been sat like that, and I don't understand why nothing gets done about these buildings that are left to stand still for so long. But what do I know? What's over here? Citrus store, green chilies, South Indian restaurant. A lot of obviously a lot of fast food places, restaurants. Adam Shawarma here. I'd say, just while we're here, and I'll talk about, because I knew another lad in Rufford. I'll walk down some of the side streets in a minute, but I'd say let's say 4 lads that I knew quite well in this area ended up within that dark drug world, selling drugs. You know, the sad part is that not one of them lived with or even knew. So we go down Onslow, take a walk down Onslow. Is this another one that I know way around? Yeah, I'd say, well, I mean, I know a few, but I can talk specifically about 4 that I know quite well, that all ended up selling drugs, or, you know, they played a part in that drug world. Not one of them knew the dad, not one of them lived with the dad, and it was almost like they were desperate to seek out that male role model he needed, and the juiced up, flashy, cocky groomer drug dealers just fit that mould perfectly for them. To be honest, there's not much going on down there, so it leads to Elm Park down there, but there's not a lot going on. We'll stay on the main drag of Prescott Road. Now, I witnessed it, the tactics used by the tactics used and the words used and the way that they were the way that they said things. It was like, you know, I'm talking about the drug dealers here to these lads. You know, it was like they knew that male void in their life was the way in. You know, they knew they had no father figure, they knew they were lacking it, And as I say, it was the words that they were using and what they were saying to them was it was just like they knew they had that male void, and these lads were like lapdogs to them. They so desperately wanted to just be like them because they're driving these flash cars, something that, as I was saying before, there's just no opportunities around here to go on and earn that kind of money doing anything around here unless you are selling drugs, which is quite sad. Yeah, I'll take a little walk down Parton Street. Parton Street is somewhere that I miss. There's just that big message around here actually. Why are you paying tax? Fuck the NWO. The government hate you. Obviously, a lot of angry people around here. And it's always been that way because of, as I was saying before, the lack of opportunities around here. These streets are an absolute mess. I do often wonder, sorry, hello mate, I do often wonder what can be done, or, sorry for being interrupted, it's just an absolute shithole around here, isn't it? Excuse me language, but absolutely no excuses for that kind of mess, is there? What was I saying? Oh yeah, I often think about, or I often wonder about what can be done, or more importantly, what can the government do to help immigrants, mainly with it, not affecting our own people, our own civilians, because as it states on the government website, their first duty is to keep its citizens safe and protect our country. Now, government and councils are clearly not doing this, and we don't, we can talk about why, but we'll have seen a lot in the news lately, and I'm not going over that. But we had a death of Ian, a homeless man in Liverpool, earlier this month. Children are being forced to stay in B&Bs for years longer than they should or legally should be able to, because there's a huge shortage of affordable housing. But yet we have 17,000 houses like this over here, unoccupied and boarded up. This is just one. Next door looks a bit rough too, doesn't it? I'd say that's just one example. Why aren't these houses being done up? Surely that would be cheaper in the long run than keeping all these people in B&Bs that face homelessness, and people in hotels. So I think what do we do? Should we reduce? So look at this. It's just fridges on every street corner, isn't it? Zara's of grass as well, by the way. And so it says there on the corner of Hinton Street. What do? Do we reduce immigration until we get our own house in order? Do we introduce a point system like Australia? But then obviously many people believe that is ethically incorrect. So do we have, I don't know, psychological tests? Now, hear me out on that, because I know that does sound bizarre. But asylum seekers and immigrants who come from troubled backgrounds and war-torn places are far more prone to violence and criminality. Also, the fact that, just take that evil Axel Rudder-Cabana, for example, was born in Wales, is absolutely irrelevant, because if you also look at the 3 killings in Nottingham, David MS assassination, the MEN bombs, where 22 people died. Let's take a walk down here. They were all children of asylum seekers, and all evidence shows that there's a predisposition to mental health issues and violence when we are sorry, this mess again. Look at this mess here. Absolute. Yeah, there's enough evidence to show that there's a predisposition, as I said, to mental health issues and violence, and we are importing a vast number of ticking time bombs, aren't we? Now you'd think, we'd learn, things would change after, the MEN or the even the Liverpool Women's Hospital. I mean, there's loads. I'm not going to keep going on about it all. You think something could change, wouldn't you? But obviously, nothing is. And you wonder, don't you, why or when will it? Because something has to. Let's take a little walk down here. By the way, this also includes all the fit young men crossing the channel, many of whom have witnessed and even participated in horrific incidents in their own countries. They're coming here and they're poorly adjusted, psychologically disturbed, and they will never integrate into our society after what they've seen, and as I say, even participated in maybe. I'm just on Channel Road here, just off Shield Road. Now we're looking at number 11 with the red door. There is 11 Channel Road as a guard place. It's recently just been sold. It had a guard price of £275,000. I believe it went for much more than that. Now, number 7, which is here with the white door, in June 2023, went for £91,000. So why is 11 3 times more the price of number 7? Well, number 7, 2-bed, 2 up, 2 down, terrace, and number 11 is a 6-bed HMO. And now HMOs have their place, but landlords are ruining this area. There's far too many, and they're cramming as many people physically possible into these tiny 2 up, 2 downs for the best possible returns, even though most of the time the houses are totally unsuitable for that amount of people. A 2-bed into a 6-bed, it's just taking the absolute mickey, isn't it? And they are, don't get me wrong, not every landlord is the same, but doing that is just creating a living hell for both tenants and local residents who simply don't care. That looks a bit dangerous, doesn't it? Look at that. Jesus. Dog shit everywhere. A bed, mattress, your famous refrigerator on every corner around here. Let's have another little look down here, right? This is still part of Fairfield. Another bed in this front yard. Another fridge in the front. We are on the edge now of Fairfield. I'll have to take a left. I'll take a left down here because it kind of ends along here. We've done Kensington before. But it was when I was doing Kensington, that's when I said Fairfield is another video in itself. Now my microphone is run out of battery, so I'm just speaking into the camera, so you will have to bear with me. Some of the example that you see around here is, as I say, a lot of people in the grip of addiction around here. Unfortunately, it's always been like that for many years. There used to be flats on Shield Road, and God, you'd have to be careful going in there because it was like a landmine of syringes. For anyone that doesn't know what the NWO is, it's a new world order. It's conspiracy theory, should I say, that basically says that, you know, there's people working behind the scenes to orchestrate global events to enslave the global population. Now, could be a conspiracy theory, might not be, we never know. Let's look at some of these. I wasn't going to do a video today. I just seen what had happened around the corner on Green Lane and thought, let's talk about the modern day slavery and the exploitation that takes place particularly in this area. In this let down area that is often neglected. It absolutely breaks my heart coming down here. Not that anything has ever really changed, I'll be honest. It's always been the same, but maybe just a little bit, getting a little bit worse now. I say Kensington's the same, but we've done a video around Kensington. I did say on that video I'd do a video on Fairfield, and what I'll do is I'll do one at night time as well, because it's very quiet today, and at night we're going to see a lot more of the exploitation and I'd even go with the human trafficking that I'm talking about. It does exist. People go, oh, where's your evidence, where's your proof? All you have to do is Google it. There was it happened in Southport not that long ago. Workers of human trafficking. There was a young girl found just off Vauxhall Road as well, not that long ago in Liverpool. She was a young Vietnamese girl that had been trafficked over. So it is happening. It is happening. People just choose not to believe it, I think. But anyway, we've done one big circle. Thank you all for watching once again. you like these type of walk and talk videos, let me know, because I do have many other areas in mind. Sorry that my microphone ran out of battery too, but as I say, I wasn't planning on doing a video. I just seen the immigration enforcement home office vans and thought, why not talk about it now. Thanks everyone, take care.